Alright, hello, my name is Jasroman, and I've made top 2 for the PS5 tournament.
We're still continuing though.
I said top 2.
Yeah.
For card addiction. And I'm playing Hero Frogs, and here's the list. So for the frog package, 3 substitute, 3 swap frog, 3 substitute, 2 cheap 1 frog, 2 dupe. Pretty standard, was the one for one. Pretty standard frog, nothing to explain. Stratos pretty good. The Ocean and the E. These are the elemental hero monsters I only play. I don't play Alias. I don't think Alias does anything for the deck other than being a good out for Dyna. But my side deck covers a lot for Dyna, so didn't feel the need to play it.
Not even the evil hero, the one that special summons?
I do, but none. That's the only elemental hero monsters I play.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then Absolute Zero plus 2. And then I play Dasher. So the reason why I play Dasher is because I actually play Regeki Break with the deck too. So I feel like it's just a better discard outlet. He also works very well with both Battle Fader and the Gorus token to become a 31 beat stick. And it also gives me a special summon. So sometimes I just need a card to help me push for game, and the Dasher will help me cover. Like earlier, around 5, I believe, I top decked Gorus, and it was just able to let me special summon Gorus and then Kais and then attack him for game. So the one Dasher with 31 beat stick is nice too. The evil hero package, this one's pretty good with substitute, the dupe block, and then this guy's the piercer guy. You know, piercing's nice, it helps against tokens. True tokens. And that's it for the whole hero package. For the Monarch package, 3 Kais, self-explanatory. I like 2 Ryza. I see people cutting Ryza down to 1. Ryza is really good when your opponent doesn't open up the strongest hand, so Ryza will just continuously put pressure and they can't do anything for a couple turns while you keep on drawing into the cards. And for the last Monarch, I actually play Mobius. Mobius is a water monster. It deals with back row. It also has the very cute the good old Absolute Zero into Mass Change combo, the dumbed down version of it. So I just summon it and then I just tribute over it, so I get to destroy both boards and fields, and it's a great 12 frog target if it's absolute garbage and I just want to add back another Monarch.
That's true though, that's crazy.
So just the one, it helps, it's mostly for Blackwings, I'm not gonna lie, it hits their Whirlwind, so, and it's just good. It also won me a game by just attacking exactly for 24, so shout out to Mobius. And then I played 2 Junk Synchron. So the reason why I played 2 Junk Synchron is I just want it for game 1. Game 1 you don't see Dana, you don't see a lot of the other cards. So I want the consistency as possible. And if I have a Monarch, the Junk can always bounce, the Swap Rock can always bounce back the Monarch. So I can just inflict, so I can just sacrifice Brio, Goyo, or like any other level 6 Synchro monsters I play. So the 2 Junk Synchron. So those are all the quote-unquote Monarch monsters. I believe it's 8, yes, 8. And then for good generic cards, Trag as a 1-up, Trag, Gorus is Gorus, 2 Battle Fader and 1 T-Roar. I don't want to play 3 Battle Fader. I always think the 2 Battle Fader was the T-Roar is nice. T-Roar is really good at protecting both Ocean and Swap Frog from being attacked over, so you can always add it back. And then if you have a Monarch in your hand, you can always add back the Swap Frog. So your goal is to abuse it. And your opponent, usually a lot of decks have like that one huge push. The Threatening Roar will say no to let you live a turn, or hopefully draw into your out. And if you don't, you just lose next turn. So that's it. And also a lot of people expect the Mirror Force, so the T-Roar is just a great chainable card for me. And then for the 1-of spell cards, 1 Rhoda, 1 Heavy Storm, 1 MST, 1 Brain Control. I don't need to explain this, so it's pretty good. I decided on only 1 enemy controller because so my thought process, I already have Brain Control, and the toss-up was, do I want to play 2 Threatening Roar, 2 Emergency Controller, or 1 of each? I decided on the 1 of each just because Threatening Roar and Enemy Control has different applications for me. And like, you want to see, like, Once in a Blue Moon is only really great in the mirror match that I played, because a lot of people early on will just set a monster first turn and you're like, what am I supposed to do with Enemy Controller? It's just dead, so I didn't want it. And then the 2 Regeki Break that I showed earlier, nothing will change for the main deck. Pretty good in my opinion. For the token, this is token for Gorus. And then for the extra deck, 3 Absolute Zero, self-explanatory. The Gaia, just in case, you never know. Also, it's cute if you have enemy control or brain control, you steal their Gaia, the Goyo, and then you just have a hero monster and you just miracle it away to make the Gaia. And also won me a game by making it to go into game, so pretty nice. And then the Chimera tech, I do side Satyr Dragon because you know, I lost to Machinas in the nationals, and I'm like, I'm gonna respect Machinas now. That's it for the fusion monsters. For the level 8s, Thought Ruler, Stardust. So I had the biggest thought process of what am I going to do for Colossal Fighter? I couldn't make Colossal Fighter, and I can't crash against Titanical because Junk Warrior is my only tuner, and he's a warrior, so he's 29. So I decided Thought Ruler just because a good generic, run into Deep Prison, Stardust Dragon. If I'm trying to push and I'm reading Mirror Force or Torrential, Stardust Dragon will cover it for me. That's it for dates. No, don't ever really go into it. So if you guys want to, you can cut them down just for a Colossal Fighter and something else. For the 7, Black Rose, that's it. That's the only good level 7 monster you can make in this deck. You can play Junk Archer if you want to. Junk Archer has applications for Gores, but that's basically it. To banish the token, that's it. And then for the 6, I play 1 Goyo, 1 Brio, and 1 Rumble Urquizer. So Goyo and Brio's self-explanatory. I wanted to play 3rd level 6 monster, and Gaia the Knight doesn't do anything. This guy is a great bait for bottomless. Like I'm reading a bottomless, I know it's gonna get bottomless, so I'll just sacrifice it, run into Deep Prison. It does piercing damage, so it helps me steal games against opponents who just thinks they can set, and I already went through Maui. So just another application. It's really good against specifically the quick draw. It helps a lot in that matchup because they just leave tokens on board. You hit for 21 and you have a 24 beat stick that they have to get rid of the turn or just start snowballing down the line. So
that's a really good card overall.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's a very slept on card.
I totally agree. I was on this card when I remember this card existed, and ever since then, I've been trying to find a DT, and I finally did. And then for the 5s, 1 Magical Android, self-explanatory, 1 Catastor. People like to play 2. I'm only 1 Catastor because I wanted to play Junk Warrior. Junk Warrior has a really cool interaction with Tragodia. So you just target your Trag, and you target 1 level 2 or level 1 monster in your graveyard. You change it to the level, and then when you summon the Junk Synchron, you can actually make this guy into a 53 beat stick. 56. Like I made him up to 163 at one point by having 7 cards in hand. The math's correct? 65, something like that. So Junk Warrior is really good, just with Trag, and then the armor level 4. Just I made him once. He did his job, baiting out cards. So yeah, that's it for the Synchro. Nothing I'll change. If you guys don't want to play Stardust or Thought Ruler, I'm not gonna say no. How it is. For the side deck, I play Dark Arm in the side deck. The theory behind Dark Arm is a lot of people like pulling the rug. Pulling the rug destroys this deck. So my thought process is like, I'm gonna have to grind them anyway, and that already screws me over. Modest with the Raigeki break, I can actually manipulate my graveyard to have 3. Miracle Fusion, if I have 4 or 5 in the graveyard, then I can banish it to make it 3. Right. Or they DD Crow me. So the 1 Dark Arm, sided him twice, never saw him, but you know, I won both games anyway. The end of Anumas, fuck fairs.
What?
So what this guy does is neither player can activate monster effects that can banish or use effects in the graveyard. So he's a 25 beat 6, so they can't beat over it with just good old Kai. So they try to attack. You just look at them like, okay, cool, call it in, and they just lose. It's just great against floaters. To counteract it, 2 Vanity's Fiend, nothing to explain. I usually only side deck the 1 Vanity's Fiend, but the only time I would side deck 2 is when I'm playing against frogs, just because this card's insane against frogs, and that's basically it. Jinzo is great against heavy back row decks. Like I sided it against round 2 against a Blackwing player who was also playing Reckless Greed, and Legacy's becoming popular too, so Jinzo just kind of makes all those cards like, oh shit, I can't do anything with it. So
especially Diva Heroes, they're like trap heavy.
Not really against Diva Heroes that often. It's just mostly if I see any decks that like to run Reckless or Legacy, that's when I toss it in, or against Hero Beat. So that's the thought process behind it. And then the Sirocco, it outs both Dyna, and it's like, it helps both against Dyna and Blackwings at the same time, so it's only ever side deck against Blackwings, unless it might, and Machinas, because there's not enough side deck for the Machinas. Side deck the 1 Cyber Dragon, because Cyber Dragon, to go with the Cyber Dragon, I play Prisma, I play Ecall, I play Stratos, I have 4 copies for Cyber Dragon,
that's true.
over 2, so start to play it. Also, I like to play 1 DD Warrior Lady.
Ooh.
Great against both floater decks, and it's also great against floater decks and Christia. So it's an out, I drew it, but unfortunately I lost every game I drew just because my opponent had the notes for me. So it's also searchable off Rhoda, so you technically have 2 copies of it. So there you go. To help the Dark Arm, I play 2 DD Crows. The DD Crows is just good generic hate. I only side deck this in against what is it called? The disaster, not the disaster, the Vayu Sky Scorch deck. So DD Crow with Dark Arm, you get your darks. That's another way for you to get it in there too. So the TD Crows, 2 Soul Exchange because Soul Exchange just outs a lot of problematic cards. It's great against the slow decks. I would never side this deck against the fast decks. And then the 2 Book of Moon just because Book of Moon outs Dino.
It's a broken card.
Yeah, it's just broken.
Very versatile.
Yeah, very versatile for the deck. Outs mostly the 2 cards that I fear the most, which is Dinah and what is it called? Crisio. So yeah, that's basically the list. So. And if you guys want cool shirts, please check out my website, TYTC Apparel. This is my company that I'm just starting up. It has some really cool sweaters and jackets for the wintertime. It's the product of a magical warrior, everyone's favorite Yugioh card that I cannot say for copyright issues.
If anything, I'll be putting all his information that you guys probably can't see in the description below. But go show him some support, and like he says, some cool merch. So go check it out.
Alrighty, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day, guys.